Wow, the newest horror film made by a YouTuber that started a war. Let's see what all the fuss is about.
Why don't you run me?
Wow. Why am I having deja vu right now?
What?
Yo, what the fuck? Hey, biscuits and bros and non-binary hoes. It's been a while since I've watched Obsession, and I kind of waited until I got a better vibe of how people feel about the film and its concepts. Cause I got some thought. I had a lot of time to think about what the fuck I just watched. It was an ugly film, but that's what made it great. I love everything wrong with it. Everything that it is. A mere loneliness horror story. A rage bait. An incel. The movie. A try not to feel cold out. Nice guy edition. Disturbs them nice guys and comforts anyone that had to face the consequences of their bullshit. Spoilers ahead. I don't know how you avoided the film up to now, but I will be discussing the plot. And trigger warning, I will also be talking about uncomfortable topics. But here's a quick summary. There was a tale all this time. Kirito-kun has the hots for Nikki senpai, but cause he's rocking that small dick energy and got the riz of a virgin, bro continuously cockblocks himself from confessing even after she confronts him about his feelings for her directly. Literally gives him his final chance for closure, as senpai here has plans to leave everything behind, chase her goals and dreams, and start a more fulfilling life and find genuine love and companionship that clearly she ain't getting from any of these co-workers. Yes, I'm calling them for what they're not, cause friends is what these people ain't. I'll explain later. And that includes Bear. You'd think he can't possibly fumble this any further, right? Right? But yeah, instead of growing a pair, bro buys the sketchy wish toy from a sketchy voodoo witch store. Snap this stick and hope for the best, just like how I wish to be richer than Bezos whenever I chuck a coin to a fountain. And of course, Bear-kun wishes for senpai to love him more than anyone else in the fucking world. More than her family, more than her friends, more than herself. But unlike me, his wish actually does come true. It should have been my wish that came true. And hijinks ensues. And by hijinks, I mean the wish fully robs Nikki of all her autonomy. But even after finding out, she does not consent to anything, knowing the wish is in full control of her body and decisions. Bro continues the relationship with senpai, sex and all, cause apparently consent ain't in his dictionary. But whoopsies, cause we're in a horror film here, whoever's controlling her body starts acting batshit crazy, cause that tends to happen when your autonomy and personhood is completely erased. Yet, bro still proceeds to have said relationship and sex, knowing she is not consenting to any of it. She even begs him to kill her. She's that desperate to ditch this guy. Can you imagine being that unlikable? I choose death. Literally anyone. I choose death over creep any day. Unless you're a special type of enabler, it's safe to agree the whole point of the film was to call out the types of people that relate and emphasize with Bear, and the real horror that is Nikki's point of view. Jump scares be damned. So, are we all caught up now? Goody! Highly recommend watching this film if you haven't. This is, a visual experience. I can tell you that. Like everyone who's seen the film, like the title, I was also obsessed. Particularly the part of the ending where Nikki kinda just have to sit and deal with the aftermath. We're talking ReZero style damage here, where everything that could go wrong goes wrong. People die. In horrific ways. Imagine the worst case scenario, but maximized. But unlike Subaru, poor Nikki doesn't have redo powers. She's just a gal. She was just there, taken in the aftermath like real victims do, and just dragged through the plot against her will, as you do. Like, girly pop just wanted to go home and sleep that night. It all went tits up for her. Damn it. Hear me out. I think there is a reset. I don't know who I gotta fight. Nikki still has hope for a happy ending. I refuse to accept an ending where someone that innocent has to pay for everything. I mean, she could write the ultimate novel of the century based on her experience, even if it has to be written behind bars. I will personally cash curry outside.
How about that?
Hope for Nikki is canon. So, as I looked through the theories online on how Nikki could possibly Deus Ex Machina herself out of the situation, unfortunately, I didn't find much of that. Instead, I found an interesting group of people. Plot twist, turns out the real horror of the film is the fact that these people are real. These people be out there, bro. I've dealt with this type. You know the one. Someone that may have had their own Nikki in real life at one point, but don't know how to handle their feelings. Someone that empathizes with the bears in this world more than the person they actually harmed. I even met a few Nikkies here and there. You know the ones. Labeled crazy after abuse, pushed them to snap. Maybe Nikki's violent outburst in the film is the rage from the real Nikki coming through. My headcanon is the wish Nikki and real Nikki is in constant battle for control over her body. And the horrific, scary moments she portrays in the film was the real Nikki reacting to the abuse, to the rape. Cause no normal person would react to this autonomy robbery like,
Oh, thank you for choosing me. Love you.
cause Nikki is a fighter. There will be rage, and dare I say, not so subtle rage. The kind that wants you dead and also gross you out. So in a way, the horrors that ensure does make sense. In Nikki's situation, probably her only chance to get out of the situation, even if it's subconsciously. Editor Yoon here. I'm not saying the real Nikki was in control and was behind the horrors that took place. I'm simply saying that if any of the real Nikki comes out, it would be her rage, which mixed in with the obsessive control of the wish would not come out in a healthy, cohesive way. Wish Nikki being confused by its obsession with Bear and the anger from the real Nikki getting louder and louder would result in the violence that we see in the film. The more desperate the real Nikki gets to escape her situation, the more unstable and controlling Wish Nikki becomes, which translates to the violence. Hope you get what I mean. If you do, please comment down below for a better explanation. Thank you. I don't condone violent crash outs. I will always support a healthier outburst after any type of abuse, but I can't understand where they're coming from. And in real life instances, after some of the things I've heard about what some people's gone through and what certain people put others through, I hate to say this, but their reaction to their own abuse makes sense. No normal person can stay sane after some of the things some people are capable of putting you through.
Oh, I know he had a secret love child with some other chick, and we know he's been fucking other girls. We know behind the girlfriend's back for quite a while now, and there's a lot of other shit behind her back too, even though they lived together for years. But she's the crazy one for crashing out that one time. I don't care if we made her cry for making her feel bad for reacting the way that she did. We just like him better.
Child. Anyway.
Alright, step aside. I got this. If anyone disagrees, please comment down below. I'm still looking through online Discord and solutions and theories and other opinions outside my own, whatever the fuck. But anyway, good on you, girl, for making him shit himself. As I read through some of these bear sympathizers had to say, look back at some of the shit I've personally witnessed in real life. Why I felt a certain way watching the film, why I felt a certain way reading some of these comments, it took me into a deeper rabbit hole past the movie. When I see toxic relationships in real life, certain types of abuse, when there's clear power imbalance, manipulation, narcissists taking charge, tilting the stage to make someone else look crazy, thankfully, most of it doesn't end in blood and violence. Some, in real life, there is no Deus Ex Machina solution to undo the harm. They just gotta sit there with the aftermath. It made me think about people who receive the worst end of these kinds of situations. How they get there, how they're picked, the process of their autonomy getting chipped away over time once they're trapped, how they're painted to others by the abuser. What happens when somebody reaches their limit? Just avoid these types of guys, right? Just don't attract them in the first place. Just be the bigger person. Shouldn't have worn that in the first place. Just say no. Don't be too nice. Don't be too rude. Don't do this. Don't do that. I have a bunch of questions. Why is it the little girls gotta be taught to be cautious and not the boys taught to be decent? Why is it the most toxic people that repeatedly harm others aren't the ones expected to change? Why is it always the victim that gets exiled? I don't know if I'm just constantly thrown toward groups, but in social situations, there's always that one guy who commits horrific shit to other people, but their charisma makes them socially immune to be called out or expected to do better. If the perpetrator gets to justify what they do, oh, that's just the way they are, don't ruin their future over this. It wasn't that bad. They didn't read your signals properly. You were sending the wrong signals. Oh, they always do this. Just deal with it. They're so nice to me though. One of the main points of the film is the fact that the abuser could be anyone. The loser, the guy with low self-esteem, the guy that's never done wrong by you yet. The last person you'd expect. I'm not saying to be cautious of everyone, even the innocent ones, cause who wanna live in a world like that? I'm trying to explain how hard it is for some people to believe or accept when it's revealed it's someone they would never expect. How polarizing it is to even consider the facts and evidence of their actions when it goes against their expectations of them. Suddenly it's accountability versus the role you categorize them in your head, or the person they made you believe they are. If they put the spotlight on the reaction of the person who was wronged over what was done to them, which tends to happen in real life, why is the person they damaged the one that has to deal with the aftermath, the one to go to therapy? I saw somewhere is never the toxic one that seeks a therapist. It's always their victims. Always the victim that has to clean up the mess. I understand why narcissists don't think they need to change. They don't see themselves as the problem. They don't want to change. I mean, why should they if they're having too much fun when they could have the world form around them to adapt to their shit instead? And most people would rather watch and do nothing anyway. Why would they risk their place in the social hierarchy? Thing is, if you truly want things to change, if you really want to make therapy work, you gotta have to genuinely want to change, not just go to therapy to make it look like you're trying. And some of the victims, they do want to change because somehow they're persuaded that they're the problem. Now it's time to talk smack about this friend group. It's their turn now. They all shit. Nikki didn't feel love for a reason, and good on her for planning a better life outside of them, and fuck Bear for taking that from her. Passive people aren't just unhelpful when it counts. They are access points to evil people to reach their victims. Doors to predators, one would say. They think they're innocent cause they weren't the ones that caused the harm directly, but miss the fact that they allowed access by being passive. This could be that one friend that watches you get hurt and choose to keep the peace, or that one parent that dismisses your abuse to save themselves. They're just trying to be fair. They're just trying to be nice. But I think these nice people have been mislabeled. These aren't nice people. They're cowards. Pussies. Misery loves company. And I'm done being around them. And I'm done being one. Yes, this is also an apology to anyone I overlooked when these incidents were happening in front of me. Admittingly, it shouldn't have taken me being in their shoes to start giving a shit. A friend to all is a friend to none. You're only in support of the victim until the perpetrator is someone you like, someone who would never do something like that, someone who hasn't done anything wrong to you. You could be surrounded by groups of people and somehow still feel alone, always at the scene as long as no one rocks the boat. But the moment you need a real friend, suddenly no one's there. If it threatens their position in the group, it suddenly becomes, I know they did all that, but just consider how awkward this is gonna be for me. It's just a movie, y'all. Y'all need to calm the fuck down. It's not that deep. I don't have a bone to pick with the entire male species or anyone that's chronically lonely. Been there, done that. I know, it sucks. And it's not all men, obviously. I have a bone to pick with the mofos that make their issues everyone else's problem by approaching it with entitlement, excessive force, and weaponized cowardice and manipulation. The one wish Willow might not be real, but emotional manipulation is, and the way it traps people. Everyone is capable of being good and bad, but it's how choices are made that makes a difference. Which is where this mofo fumbles every chance it gets. Oh, yeah. To To those who feel the type of loneliness bear symbolizes, I recommend getting a hobby. Not really, hear me out. As someone who's also experienced loneliness, helplessness, and just feeling unlovable, exploring some interest, no matter how cringy, no matter how shit you are in the beginning, works. It just works. Opening up to people you can trust, but you gotta take the first step by trusting others and opening up. And dare I say, believing in your own worth, believing that one day you can become better, more confident, be someone that you like, and make the daily action to prove it without the need for validation from someone else, without the need for witnesses to see your effort, without the permission from someone else to fail or succeed. Having a partner will not fix everything. Don't give that much responsibility and expectations on someone else with a pretty face. That's your job. God forbid. Enjoy it. Believe it or not, it can be fun. It's also so rewarding putting yourselves together piece by piece, solving your own problems. Don't rob yourselves from the rewarding experience of self-development. That's the one thing we're all entitled to. You don't need pussy for that. Or we can wish you better luck in your next life when you're reborn as a lady. You're more than welcome to join us. Just don't be a pygmy. It just feels so alpha to try to develop yourself in your own terms when you feel like shit. When you feel like you can never be any more than what you are now, but still do it anyway. How it makes me feel like I'm in touch with my masculine side. The same rules apply to anyone that's either going through or have gone through shit due to somebody else's entitlement. I'm so sorry you gotta deal with that. But guess what? You're not under a spell. You still got autonomy. You still got a choice. I know sometimes it feels like you don't, but you're more capable than you think. You don't need someone else's permission to be worth something. You don't need to wait for someone to allow you to express discomfort when someone is making you feel uncomfortable. You don't need someone's permission to give the loser a chance because everyone in the friendship group is pressuring you to help them get laid. And no, it is not okay to complain about being a virgin so much to the point everyone pushes the most agreeable person to sleep with you. I don't care what anyone says, weaponized pity is still coercion. Fight me. If not the most pathetic thing ever.
Oh, help. I like that girl. And I'm so tired of being a virgin. Oh my gosh, everyone help me. Ooh, I just want pussy.
You don't need someone else's permission to leave an environment you don't feel loved and to change your life for the better. Nikki might not have made it that far, but we are all entitled to make those kinds of changes to our own lives. You've had the authority to make these decisions for yourself all along. No one was willow needed. Now, I'm not experienced in some of these cases where it's almost impossible to escape, so I'll just direct you to this legend if that is the case. Yo, hearing her journey just had me thinking sometimes it's okay to just leave these losers behind and let them be happy with their porn. But yeah, highly recommend her. She has a lot of wisdom that needs to be passed down through generations. I know there's things people won't understand, especially those who were never on your side to begin with. There's power in numbers when it seems like they've gathered everyone around you against you, isn't there? But when I was looking at the Discord, I noticed the bare sympathizers might be loud, but the like ratio and clapbacks against them was diabolical. This speaks volumes. I can never forget that moment I was being mistreated in a public setting by a guy. In 2 separate occasions, I had these random women stepping to my defense. I didn't know them. I didn't know they were there. They just witnessed what was happening. And just when I thought no one was at my corner, these ladies just stepped to my defense. I don't know who they are, and sadly I will probably never see them again. But to them and whoever stood up for someone like that in that situation when it counts, genuinely from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. This video started as an ode to this film, but honestly, it's an ode to those ladies and anyone else with the balls to call this shit out when it's happening. It might feel like you're going through the shit alone, that everyone thinks you're crazy for feeling broken after someone has broken you. You're not crazy. You just need to be heard by people that care about you. there's a world of kindness out there. People with no social standing to stay loyal to. People that aren't simping for your abuser's approval. A version of yourself you can build with your own will and determination. And a whole slew of people on your side. Now go chop off his dick. I have a bone to pick with giving the burden of restoration to the victim. For someone to put someone through that much trauma with 100% awareness, then tell them it's their responsibility to fix the aftermath. Fuck all the real life bears out there, and their sympathizers too. I will not shut up about issues like this until things start to feel safer. I don't care if I have to yap on forever, I'm enjoying the process. Guess in that case, there's a lot of potential when you place your self-worth and efforts in your own autonomy, in your own self-improvement, making the best use of whatever free will you got. It might feel like we're all under a spell. Expectations, self-doubt, loneliness, shame. But we're not. We don't have to. We've always had more autonomy than we were led to believe. At the end of the day, it's the brave decisions we make on a daily basis that truly counts. We can choose to be abusers. We can choose to be the best versions of ourselves. Choose to be a bystander. Choose to be brave. Be good. Whatever the fuck. To what extent is ultimately up to you. And to you, Curry, thank you for giving all Nikki's out there a voice. I don't know if it was your intention to have bear stands out themselves like this through your film, but if it was, you're my hero. You fucking genius. Thank you for reminding us how important this topic is. And glad to be reminded that we don't have to be trapped in somebody else's spell. Oof, that was heavy. So anyway, hope you like the fan art, speed paint, whatever the fuck. I don't know if I don't goof this up by putting too much gloss top coat over it. It is what it is. I like how it adds to the messiness and the horror of it. I'm gonna go fuck off and wish for $1 million in the nearest fountain again. Wish me luck.